Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. Sunrise was just a moment ago. Today is Sunday, beautiful Sunday morning, July 31st, 2022, and the time is now about 6:08 a.m. Yes, sunrise here in New York City was at um, 5, oh, I'm sorry, yes, 6:08 p.m. a.m. right now. Sunrise was at 5:51 a.m. Yeah, daylight is getting shorter and shorter. That's right. It's amazing. I just find it the cycle of Earth so exciting. And with having these electronic devices, you could um, just speak into it and inquire when sunrise or sunset is going to begin. And you start to see the trends of the season. I mean, the numerics right in front of your eyes. Yeah, as days go on now, sunrise starts up later and later. So it's like 5:50 a.m. yesterday. Now it's 5:51 a.m. It just me. I just find it fascinating how life works. Things that you take for granted, and the seasons. It just in the past before these electronic devices to remind you at a fingertip when sunrise or sunset is. Yeah, I favor early morning. I love the early morning sunrise. I like it especially like an hour before sunrise, where it's at its darkest and it's so peaceful. And then you start to hear the birds sing, and it's so beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Yeah, to get, you know, I find like when you get up with the season, just before sunrise, an hour before sunrise, you're awake. It is the most tranquil time of the day. Use it to your advantage. It's really just exciting, I find. And your mind could just start to wander and think of things. It's really wonderful, really wonderful. And it's really different. I used to think that, well, sunrise and sunset look the same. But with a very um, keenful look, you see the differences. For example, I don't know whether you notice it, I now know the difference a little bit. See, if you look right now, you really don't see any lights on the coming from the building. The lights inside the buildings. Excuse me. You really don't see it. And you notice also the sun is starting to illuminate on the my right side. Okay, and the sky, as you see, is kind of like a dusty color. But with sunset, how I learned the difference. Well, with sunset, you see all the lights in the building inside. And why is that? It's really simple. People are still at their jobs, you know, um, around 5 o'clock in the evening, 6 o'clock. There's still people working inside those buildings. So it's going to be many lights, and you might have a cleaning staff who might be coming on board cleaning inside. And how the sun is positioned at this time with sunset, It would be on the left-hand side of the buildings, and it's um, higher up in the sky. Like the sun, the angle of the sun is on the more on the opposite side, and it's a different color. It's like a orangey light color. It's a really beautiful color. It gets real intense at the face of the buildings, most of the building, that color, a beautiful orangey, yellowish orange color on the face of the buildings. And it's like, wow. And then it continues on. As it continues, it gets darker and darker. And it's a different feel. It's really nice. And the sky is darker and darker. There's more contrast. See, right now, everything's kind of washed out because it's getting brighter and brighter with each moment, with sunrise and the sunset. As time goes on, it gets deeper and deeper, and the colors get more intense. It's really interesting. Start noticing. So you can tell sometimes by the look of the building. Like let's say, have you ever took a nap at a time, like you really don't take a nap, and then you wake up and you kind of disoriented because you don't know how much time it went by, and you kind of forget, hey, is it morning or evening? You know, has that ever happened to you? It has happened to me before. You get disoriented and you don't know because you're at that point where is the sun coming up or is it coming down? You might have took a nap and you were so tired, and then you get disoriented about the time. So you don't know, hey, is it uh, 5 a.m. or 5 p.m.? Yeah, so this is one of the tricks to find out. You want to get reoriented. Let's say your watch is broken. Yeah, I remember before. Boy, it's quite a while ago actually. I have to look it up. Hey, maybe you guys could look it up for me, since on my device. Yeah, we had a blackout. Oh, well, it was 2003. Yeah, I had. Oh, what happened? I used to work graveyard shift, and I had gotten tired. I had went out earlier that day and purchased something, and then I fell asleep at home, and then I woke up in between hours. I completely forgot what I just was tired. And when I woke up, I wasn't sure. Hey, is it is what time is it? I mean, is it going on evening or morning? What time is it? And then time went on. Yes, it was approaching evening, and then there was a blackout. Yeah, see, um, yeah, it was still daylight, but shortly after the um, at some time there was a blackout. When uh, outside was the sun had set and it was completely black outside. It had an eerie feel outside, and then when I poked my head out, I mean, I said, "Wow, there's no street lights." In New York City, we have street lights and everything, and everything seemed to be off. And then I noticed that one of the buildings next to ours, you see people exiting the fire escape, and they all have these flashlights or something going down the stairs, and I never saw this before. Yeah, I was new in the area. I was relatively new. And then I went in I was in my bed, I was in this room. And I went in the other room and I noticed like everything is dark. And then I opened the door, the front door, and the hallway is pitch black. You couldn't even see your hands in front of your face. And it says, something happened. That's right. When it was still daylight outside, there was a loud, like a blipping sound. Yeah, the power went off, and that sound of you have a security system that shut off, and it made this funny loud noise, and that was really an indication that the power actually went off. That was a weird day. Yeah, yeah. There was uh, I think the whole East Coast or something. Yeah, it was in 2003, and the power went out. Yeah, and I had gone out earlier in the early afternoon, and I bought some books actually. Yeah, a lot of books, and I went home, fell asleep. Yeah, it must have been my day off. Yeah, for that evening. Yes, it was my day off that evening. But that was a weird day. Oh well, I'm surprised I remembered that. Yeah, does anybody, if those of you who from New York City and know what day that occurred, the um, the blackout, what day? Yeah. So yes, again, good morning, viewer. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Yes, this is Sunday morning. And yes, I'm still in bed right now. I went to bed late. In fact, I felt out of it. I was like on autopilot yesterday. I did go out early yesterday morning with the gang here, my little furry friends. We went to the park for a couple of hours and came back. And yes, I had to get back before because I was expecting a visitor. And yeah, it was actually a very nice day. It wasn't as hot as the other days. Yeah, even like 2 days ago, even though I went out to do my walks early, I was sweating, boy. It was like very humid, very dewy outside, and hot. And I actually bumped into an acquaintance of mine who's a jogger, avid jogger. And then and I bumped into her, and she was saying how it's hard for her to do her jogs because it's so hot and humid. Yeah. So yeah, this is uh, the heat is really something else. It's been in the upper 80s. That other time, yes. And so yes, it was a little cooler. I got a nice breeze walking yesterday. Sorry, moving the camera. Yes, yesterday it felt good walking. I wore a very simple top, and I got a wonderful breeze. Wonderful breeze. Yeah, and all my dogs were with me. Yeah, my girls, they seem more adamant. They don't want to walk. And I said, I'm not gonna fight them. I just put them in the stroller. My little boy though, he is a walker. He's very tenacious. And yeah, he's a real outdoorsy dog. So I'm happy about that. Yeah. So I might go out later on today. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a street fair on 8th Avenue in the city in Manhattan. Yeah, I've gone to a lot of them. I especially like the street fairs back in the day in the 1980s. Now it's like um, it's not as exciting to me. It's the same things. I mean, I guess back then in the 80s it was the same things of the things back in the 80s, but now in this part of the millennium, I don't know. It's not as exciting anymore. Not as exciting. But I do like the gathering of people. Yes. And I had to check out, yeah, my phone was acting up. And so I said, boy, I don't know whether I don't want to miss any important phone calls because I was also expecting this phone call. And someone the day before said, hey, I called and blah, blah, blah. I said, did you leave a message? I had no indication because, like, even if someone doesn't leave a message, it still blinks the light that someone tried to call, you know? But there was no indication. Yeah, my phone was acting up. So I even called myself from one of in New York City, we have along 8th Avenue this strip of, they're actually like they're monitors. Yes. And why they have those, like they have in close proximity on this one block, about 3 or 4 stations of these monitors. It's like a screen with advertisement, and there's a camera, people. Yes, there is a camera, and then to try to cover that up, they said, "Oh, you can make free phone calls, and you can surf the internet, and blah blah blah." So I said, "Hey, I don't have, as many of you know, I don't use my cell phone. I don't have cell phone service anymore. I just have my house phone, my landline." I said, hey, let me check it out with my phone. And I couldn't hear the thing ring. So I don't know whether um, that thing just doesn't, I don't know, maybe the volume was low, but I looked to see if there any button to make it louder. I couldn't see it. So yeah, I see that. Yeah, I used it once before to see how it worked. Yeah, we have those new stations, as I call it, but they're designed to monitor people. Yeah, it's a camera, it's a screen, but they make it dark and they put advertisements on it, and then the cameras on the top center of them, and they can look up and down the block and get activity. But there was a theft that happened as I was approaching to go around the corner. You see a man running real fast, and then you see 2 others running after him. One of them had like some type of long device in his hand, I guess, to clobber the person. Yeah, they were setting up for the street fair along that avenue. And then shortly after, you see the 2 men returning back. So yeah, it would have been able to pick up that activity of theft. But why don't they? I mean, all this activity on that part of the city. How come it's not helping the cops get the so-called bad guy or bad gal? Why? Why it's not better. The area is worse and worse. The drug activity. People are doing drugs, selling drugs right in the open. And yes, there were more reports in New York City, not just Manhattan, just not just where I live, but all over, all the boroughs. Violent crimes like you wouldn't believe. I'm very saddened about this. Yeah, we have a black mayor, but um, they seem to forget him. Forget, I mean, Black Lives Matter organization seems to forget and not remind our current mayor. Does Black Lives Matter? Because under his management, um, there is nothing being done to protect the lives of other black people or any human being. It is really bad. The streets are extremely filthy. I see more and more. Yeah, you see the people from the hospitals. Let me just move this a little bit. Yeah. Ah, yeah, I'm sorry, I have to reposition the camera. Yeah, it gets hot, the camera. So, yeah, let me show part of the building. Yeah, this device, oops, what's happening here? Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Just trying to reposition my fingers. Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah, it's really looking very dilapidated. Um, Even though we have a lot of activity, commerce, new skyscrapers that are being built, but at the same time, this social decay is happening. Yeah, it's filthy. We have rats that I've personally seen. Um, you have more tourists now. You do. The tourists are coming back. Yeah, it's almost it's not quite as full as before, but I would say 95% back to normal, but with an increase of poverty on the street. Now, why do you think our current mayor, um, and he's a New Yorker. He's from the deep part of Queens. He's from South Jamaica, Queens. That is a very black area. I used to live near there growing up. Yeah, it is a very intense area. So he's a local dude. But here you might get someone real local as a mayor, but he's not representing the heart of the people and trying to clean it up, try to help help your constituents. It's really bad. But yes, you have like when I might use different browsers to do certain research, and certain browsers will have like a different what do you call that? Um, what do you call it? Home page. Like some of the home pages uh, will have like a brief synopsis of what is popular news at the moment. And unfortunately, I'm seeing what's happening, and it's showing me. I can't believe what's happening in New York City. Someone showed it was a young man. He's in intensive care, and they're hoping that he'll pull through. A young 20-something-year-old Caucasian. They had the cameras, showing the cameras that he um, did get in an Uber, but it's really weird like the parents are saying they believe that it was a crime from the subway, but there were two instances of him getting out of the subway and then entering an Uber at 2 something in the AM. So I don't know why the parents would say, the subway when he's getting into an Uber car. But either way, he got beat up so badly, and he's in a coma. I hope he makes it. I hope he makes it. Yeah, you have a lot of senseless activity going on. People are being activated. I've said this before. I know I'm not saying anything new, but people, sorry, oh, sorry about that. People are being activated along 8th Avenue in the city. Yes, good morning. Yes, Maccabees. Yes, good morning, Maccabees. And good morning, good morning. But yes, you have are growing. No, start noticing people. It's good to notice. Oops. Sorry, I'm moving my finger. It's hard to navigate with, hold up this camera sometime. I have my iPad on my hands. And sometimes it starts to get really hot and I want to have to slide my fingers away. So anyway, yeah, start noticing people. If you live in a large city, in New York City now, they have, now start noticing the people's arms. They're all wearing hospital bracelets, hospital band bracelets. These are mental slash, many of them are drug, um, drug addicts. But still, what would make someone fall that far? I've been in this neighborhood for over 19 years, and it was not like that. I mean, you've always had, you had the dealings, but they never bothered you. I never really noticed them. I really never did until maybe, um, especially starting last year. It is very, very bad. I mean, not this year takes the cake. This year, you have, you even have white people, um, drug addicted white people. They're real bold, and it's like they could be lying down on the ground, and it's like they're making claim over that part of the sidewalk where they're sleeping. There was a South Asian man sweeping around this white woman, young white woman, like in her 30s, and she's getting all indignant because he has to sweep around her body. I've never seen anything like this before. Never, never in my life had I ever seen anything like this. And this is in Manhattan. And then in the outer boroughs, you have a different type of derelictness out there. Um, just more spooky, in my opinion. Yes, they somehow now in 2022 you have more people who are coming out from hospitals, and I would imagine these are the psychiatric hospital, not just someone who got a toe infection. Whatever. These people, I speculate based on their appearance and wearing the hospital band bracelets and the hospital socks, the non-skid socks, are mental patients. How is it that all of a sudden they're out now? Why are they coming out now? Why now, people? They're all getting better now? All of a sudden, all of them, oh, okay, we're going to let all of you out today and just have you walk around, no social services. You're going to be panhandling, who knows what handling out there. Why? This is a good question. See, this is what social engineering is all about. And we all suffer from this. We all suffer. We're all in danger. Sorry, my batteries are running low. Let me put the plug. Oops, I have to put the plug in. Oh, I have to get the cord. Gotta put the plug back in. Yes, my little doggy. That's Lily. Oh, okay. So I put the plug in. So yeah, the uh, pop-up message said that it's low battery. Okay, so we should be okay for now. But yeah, people, why all of a sudden? Why the large number? Why? I mean, if there were homeless people 10 years ago, and you don't see them in numbers like you see now, why are they releasing them now? Why now? The numbers now is unbelievable. And why do they seem to congregate in certain neighborhoods than before? Why aren't they congregating um, where they live? Or is it that they do live here now and that the city has made these purchases to house these mental patients right near where the tourists go? Tourism brings in money because remember, much of these buildings that you see here are vacant because now people are working at home, right? Got the um, digital nomads, so they can work at a coffee shop in the privacy of their home, uh, a park bench, etc. They can even go overseas to other countries and go work from their computer. So why are they, now trying to jeopardize the tourism industry here in New York City? It's bringing in money, right? They're trying to come back to New York City, but you have these uh, mental people. And again, we all can have problems. And this is not to be insensitive of those people who are mentally challenged. Stress would do that to you. The past 2 years would do that to you. It stressed me out. What was that, last year? Yeah, last year in April. It was extremely stressful. And the April before that, and at the beginning of the COVID, oops, not supposed to say that word, early 2020 and 2021, the month of April, there was a lot of things, activities going on, and I was emotionally extremely stressed, and a lot of stress was being put on my heart. Oh yeah. So why would the people in politics, knowing that you have to keep a strong economy, and yes, to be sensitive to those people who are down and out, because yes, a lot of people lost jobs. You go downtown. I used to hang out at the Village, Greenwich Village, East Village. The whole feel of that part of town, has changed. Clusters and clusters of building of storefronts have closed down. Clusters, not just one establishment here and one there. So I mean, in groups, in clusters, are they now vacant? And so you're going to all of a sudden place these mental patients here in the city to jeopardize what little we have left here in this city. I mean, some parts it still looks kind of the same, but the small mom and pop buildings, what really carries New York City, uh, these establishments, they're the ones that's being really greatly compromised. What made the city are those smaller storefront buildings. And now it's problematic. So I call this, as I said earlier, social engineering. This is all done by design to tip over the apple cart because they have an agenda. This is my city. This is a beautiful city that we go to. That we, people visit from all over the world. Yeah, I don't mean to sound too maudlin, but I'm speaking my truth. And I love this city. Yeah, thank you for coming back. I love this city. I was born and raised here. I love New York City. I love Manhattan. I love it. For me, New York City, yeah, thank you for coming back because I was really worried about you. I just want to be real. I want to be real with you. I love New York City. It is the best city in my opinion. But it's going through what it's going through. And yes, definitely pray for New York City. Pray for its deliverance. I know that sounds religious talk, but you know, whatever what you spiritually know how to do, please do for us here. We need some serious intervention here. The quality of service is not the same. It's gone down a lot. The new work ethic it's a poor work ethic now. Because see, you have people from all see you have people from all over the world, and they want to receive the riches of New York City, but they don't want to work for the money. They want to do as little as possible because they work for a check. They're not working out of their conviction or their calling. Like some people call to, let's say they work in a coffee shop or they work in a restaurant or or whatever. People nowadays aren't working in their calling, they're working for a check. And that is a big problem in New York City. They don't love the city. They love what they can receive. So that's why it's very important when you get people moving into your country, get people who love the city, who love that town, who want the best out of it, who aren't trying to pimp or prostitute the city. Yeah, so definitely pray for us here, and because it is a beautiful city. And when I go to Central Park, we have a place called Central Park, and it is beautiful. At certain hours of the day, you have everything that goes to Central Park. You got mommies with their strollers, you have joggers, cyclists, people who are just sunbathing, having something to eat. It has the people who have homes and the homeless. You have everything that has seeks refuge there in Central Park. We have beautiful ponds. Oh yes, some of the ponds are beautiful, and some of the landscape is really nice. People, if you ever get to come to New York City, go to our Central Park. It is really beautiful. Yeah, but it can be dangerous. I'm saying that it used to be very, very dangerous. Yeah, yeah. They try to grab my little boy, my little dog, the Pekingese. Yeah, and I had my camera on at the time, my body cam, and I caught him on. I caught him on tape, and I caught him like when I got home after the attempt. Him attempted to grab my little dog. Um, I reviewed the camera at home, and you could see the individual. He walked away from the main path, and then he was cutting across the lawn. So what he did by design. He planted all the way. He was more than 100 yards away from me, and he walked quickly to intercept where I would be. That where I walk and he walked, we would intersect. And I noticed when he was maybe 25 feet away from me, I said, boy, I don't know, something seems weird here. If I keep walking, we're going to collide. So I think I might have stopped for a fraction of a second. And then he kept on walking, making me think he was going to walk past me. But no, just before he was to walk past me, he turned a 90-degree angle and walked about 2 steps toward me to grab my dog. Oh yeah. And I was so nervous. And no, no, like that. I yeah, I that's what I did. And he let him go and walked away as if nothing happened. As if nothing happened. I caught him on camera for a split second, and I aired it on my YouTube channel. This one here. Yes, I did, people. And I said, this guy tried to take my dog. Yeah. And you know what else? I was told 2 days ago when I was leaving my building, the doorman says to me, hey, um, right in front of our building, uh, a man, one of the tenants in our building, was attacked by 2 thugs. They were going after his dog. Could you believe people? I don't know what type of dog he had, but they just said he got one of those expensive looking dogs. And the guy was real big. I mean, the owner of the dog is a big dude, they said. And 2 guys, he fought off 2 guys that were trying to steal his dog. This is trying times. Yeah. I have my dog in its stroller, and I have like the little covering on top, so they're completely unsealed. Or when I get out, when I get into the park, I take the doggies out. You know, if they want to walk. Um, yeah, people are getting desperate. They probably want to steal dogs and sell them. Shame on them. They should have a hate that make that into a hate crime. Stealing your dog like that, horrible. Yeah. So these are the signs of the time, but I still love this city, boy. Yeah, I love this city. I mean, we have so much, the variety. I mean, it's a great place. I feel the most freest here in New York City, Manhattan, I should say. The outer boroughs are too neighborhoody. People get really paranoid. But here, I get to see people from all over the world, which I like. I have an international palette. I love it. I love the sense of cosmopolitan, a collective of all types of people living together. I love that. I love it. It's my mindset basically. I love it. So yes, definitely pray for New York City. Pray for our safety. Interesting. So I listened to this guy. I'm not going to give the name of him, but I've listened to him for maybe 3, 4 months now. I find his work very interesting. He's into numbers and symbolism, things like that. But I have to give him a letter F for this reading he did. Well, I should say reading, but well, he does the numerology. He studies patterns and codes and things like that. And he's really interested in his interpretation of the signs of the times. He is a very devout Christian, but he's also likes about numbers, seeing patterns of life and everything. And he made an announcement recently that, yeah, about 3 or 4 days ago, that yesterday would be this, our current administration will be out of office. Well, that didn't happen. And yeah, he did have a show yesterday on. And I did, yeah, he did had a morning show, and I did get to see his live stream. And I said, hey, I'm wondering about, what would happen to, I used the first initial of the current administration leader. And he was one, he made mention of that too. He said, oh, you read my mind. Yeah, nothing like that happened. I mean, um, I guess things numerically could fit in a situation, but it just goes to show you it doesn't have to fit. I mean, it doesn't have to occur. But if it was to occur, numerically, a certain event could happen. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would have heard of that because I stayed up late yesterday. Yeah, I was extremely tired. Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to, yeah, I had a visitor. I'm trying to get things out of the apartment. Yeah, I've been here for 19 plus years. And when you live at a place, you accumulate a lot of stuff, people. Oh, yeah. Like, first, when you move in, your place is really bare and you don't feel like it's really lived in. But when you get a lot of things in it, it, it changes your mindset. You start to feel more homey, cozy, and then when it goes beyond cozy, then it gets clutter. And with the clutter, you could bump into things, and that's what was happening in my bedroom. With I mean, I'm not a hoarder, that type, but I had things like, you have to walk around something, and the corner of the bed, gouges into my leg, and that's what was happening. Well, something, people, it feels good getting rid of stuff. It really feels good. It feels good eliminating things. So then you can really clean out. I like a clean home. And when you got a lot of things, it's hard to clean around them. And you don't want to bend down and then hit your head on something because it's in the way. Yes, that's what happens. But yeah, I want to, no matter what happens, I feel okay. I got rid. What did I do all of last week? Oh, let me get more comfortable. I got rid of a lot of stuff. Let's see, 2 days ago, I got rid of kitchen stuff. Uh, the, the bulk of my kitchen appliances. I had appliances in the closet. I took them out. I had big bulky out outerwear in the closet, and I gave them to someone in the building. They go camping and things like that. Uh, and it's like easing up. It's like you feel like you can breathe. um, at first, I felt like when I got rid of my bike about 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago at the most, I got depressed. And yeah, that space in the corner was not empty. Initially, I felt kind of down. And then I said, well, I at least I can walk around. I mean, I don't use it. Um, I'm just disappointed in that individual who I gave it to. They had promised that they would email me and send me pictures of him. Yes, it was a dude, him riding my bike and all that. It never happened. And I did call him about a week and a half ago, and he never returned my call. So I have anger also that you can do a blessing to certain people, and I let my feelings get the best of me. I wasn't using my wisdom as I should have. My instincts told me this is not a good dude. But all live and let live. Oh, this person looks like he could be my son. That's how I rationalize. Oh, he looks like he could be your son. Ah, let him have it. Yeah, yeah, you can see, you see that something may not be quite right about it. Like some people might look good outside, but inside they are devils and deceivers. You know people like that. Well, let his good looks get the best of me. I think, yeah, this person could have been my son, and I overlooked the character I knew instinctively he was about, and that's why I feel guilty about myself, my lack of judgment, lack of just I let my ego get the best of me. I let my ego, let the guy, don't be prejudiced. They say something stupid like that. Yeah, I did. Well, I gave it in good faith, people. Um, I gave it in good faith, and yeah, sometimes it happened. It happened. May that bike be handled with care. The young now really, there's a distinction between the young and the old. See, the older, I'll be 60 this year. That's 60. I'll be 60 this year, the end of this year. And let's say you're a 20-year-old, and then you see a 60-year-old, and you say, wow, that person got a lot of this or that. Yeah, they accumulated over the years. And if they bought quality goods, it lasts longer. But this young population, they want the good now. They don't want to work for what they want. They impose on their parents or their relatives that they want what so and so has. But you should work. If you really want something of value, you should work for it. You should uh, you appreciate it more. And I was watching this program, that the woman who passed away about 2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago, uh, the Trump's first wife, Ivana. And there was a video, they were showing older clippings of Ivana Trump in videos. And she said in a video regarding her children, I mean, I was shocked because I never saw this video before. Well, the family has money, right? Well, some people with money, they want their kids to understand what money is. And they do not want to just hand. See, I used to think that rich people like to just throw their money at their children. Well, some people have a more common sense and say, no, you're going to work for every penny you get because I want you to understand and respect money. See, I've seen people, yeah, what she did, they were on a plane, and the mother was in first class, and the children were in economy, or coach, I think you call it. And one of the children, I don't want to say which child, I mean, even though they publicly said it, but one of the children asked their mom, hey, could you give us an upgrade? And you know what she said, Miss Trump? She said, no. If you cannot pay to be in first class, I shouldn't have to pay first class for you. So you're going to stay there until you can afford first class. I said to myself, people, are you hearing this? Are you hearing this? My mouth dropped, but I understood right away. See, what she was doing, she wasn't just trying to be the B word. What she was doing was educating their children how to appreciate a dollar and how a dollar is made and how your dollars could buy you privileges like first class. She wanted them to be able to earn that money so they can buy it for themselves. Oh, okay, so and so, you want to be in first class? Okay. You have to demonstrate that you're worth first class by being able to save up your money and buy it yourself. I remember when I was in the Caribbean, I had a paint set and I had a sable brush. It was a very high quality sable brush. Sable is a very soft, natural hair fiber to get very smooth lines. And these two little kids, they were about 10 years old, 10, 11 years old at the time. And, you're not supposed to say no to little children, right? Because you'd be the bad adult if you say no to little children. But they wanted to play with, I wasn't playing, I was using my watercolor set. And they wanted to do a little watercolor with me. So I said, okay, but one of them was not treating the brush very well. And I got upset. And then I hear the girl at a later date say something uh, behind my back, very insulting. I'm not going to repeat it. But that little girl didn't understand that, hey, you want to use something of high quality, you have to learn how to use it and you have to respect it. And these young kids, when they get a taste of something high class or expensive, they don't know how to appreciate it and they treat it like trash. Because they are trash. And how to make someone untrashy is for them to become groomed about the importance of work ethic, of working towards your goals, your short-term goals, and you have to respect. You have to respect objects. You have to respect your clothing, your shoes, your education, your purchases like your cars. You see these young dudes, they get a car, the parent might buy them a car. And they complain because they don't have a car and so does. Their parents buy them the car. And what do? What do you see what they do in the street? They do drag racing. They do wheelies. They speed. Well, that car's not going to last long, right? You hear me out there, people? Those cars are not going to last long. The wheels aren't going to last. You're going to be needing fine tuning. That means more money you got to pump into that car to maintain it. They're not going to maintain it because they don't value it, because they got it easy. What about easy women? You got an easy girl, well, she's not respected either. And all the dudes want to ride her. Okay? Right? Do I speak the truth, people? Do I speak the truth? If you get things too easy, you don't value it. And you don't value it and you don't treat it with respect. And even though I wanted to, let the little children, but no. Let them call you bad names behind your back. You're going to keep your objects, your belongings, your home. What about your home? When you have to spend $1 million on that home, honey, you're going to treat it well, right? Because you knew what it took to get it. With some people, they start to get their homes really easy because maybe the neighborhood was changing and they wanted to sell the property quickly because they no longer want to be in that neighborhood. And then the next buyer, oh, I got it so cheap. Oh, and they think it's because of the good works, But they don't maintain the house and they don't maintain the neighborhood. And they took it for granted. Neighborhoods are created. Good neighborhoods are created. Yes, I use that expression. Good neighborhoods are created. And what do I mean by good neighborhoods? I mean, if you're from a large urban center, you're going to have certain pictures of what a good neighborhood is. But the essence of a good neighborhood is that it has a very well-defined, well-developed inner core. He has a well-developed, well-established inner core, and it's maintained by design to maintain it. So everybody has to pitch in. You have to do your lawn. You have to cut the grass. You have to trim the trees. You got to do the repairs. You got plumbing, a leaking faucet. You got to fix it because that leak could travel and cause havoc, and it causes a leak. A ceiling uh, the ceiling to fall in. You have a school system. The school system is built it's not just the building, it's the infrastructure what maintains that school system. That means they have a good management of that school, a curriculum that's designed to sustain itself. So it's teaching the children, oh, maybe how to become a manager, how to invest in money, all these different things that keeps a community what you see it. And then what happens, you get a leak in that community, and they don't know how that it's maintained. But initially, it was an honest crack in that seam, and these people were eager to do whatever it took to maintain that community, but ignorance caused it to collapse. They said, we don't want that new variable in this community. And that's when the neighborhood really topples. The infrastructure is pulled out from beneath them, and you get social decay. That's what happens. It's unfortunate. But yes, you have to be able to respect where you live. And what's happened in New York City, you have people from all over the world who want to come into the Great Apple, as it once was known, and receive the riches of the land, but they are not providing the infrastructure to maintain the new dimensions of that community. They have a mindset of a prostitute and a pimp. They don't. They might work hard, but hard for themselves and not community. We're losing a sense of community, and we're all about your kind and my kind mentality. You have to come together as a community. You're losing all your infrastructure. And if you don't value your neighbors anymore, or your neighbors don't value you, so how can you call that community? Everybody's fighting each other. They're not working together. And this is socially designed, people. So yeah, the social engineering that's now being used, they're using black people primarily. Black men on the street, homeless black men, out of their minds. You have a lot of black men here they think they're women. They dress like women. I mean, they wear a dress, they wear a wig, they might wear a blonde wig that looks like it went through a blender. They are totally out of their mind. Totally. This is done by design to destabilize the community. And it's just coming to my memory what led me to do this conversation. Just before I started this live stream, I was watching this black YouTuber who they're promoting going to Africa to live. And he showed a video footage, a vintage video of a vintage video of that was done in 1957. I wasn't even born yet, so this is over 60 years old. Over 60 years old, 1957 around this video was done. It had 3 blacks and 1 white. And I think, you notice with these older videos, sometimes kind of hard, the accents, people spoke differently back then. But the white female was they were all, I think, in their late teens, I think. And they were dressed very proper, very conservative. Um, yeah, the white young woman was from the country South Africa, and then they had I think, yeah, two blacks from West Africa, and I think the third guy. I mean, the third person was it the fourth person might have been a black American man, young man, and they but all spoke very. They sound very educated. I was impressed how they were dressed, very, like how your parents would have dressed. Yeah, these people would be in their 80s today. I think they're mid to late 80s. Yeah, if they're alive today, they'll be in their mid to late 80s. And how they spoke, you had a white announcer, and the four people who are talking, yeah, there were two young men and two young women, but only one of those four were a white female. And they were having a dialogue. They were asked a question about, uh, it was really where about perception, and how it was hard to understand their accent at times, very, very hard. The style of talking was different than today, in my opinion. But the question about perception, that um, one of the people were perceived, or they perceive a particular East African country, not that they're not really well, they term they use Negroes, that they weren't Negroes but bird-faced people who are really what do you call it, Hebrews, the ancient people from the Bible, and that's how they were being perceived as, and that they were better than the other people. This was interesting, where they got this perception about one another. They also talked about, like, one of them was saying about what the white European woman living in South Africa, and then it was under apartheid. I think they were saying that the American media was speaking badly of the white South Africans, which would have been really interesting, because what was happening in the United States during the 1950s, the white media was showing all the racial conflict that was happening in the Southeast, right? So it's really interesting about perception and how you perceive one country, but you're doing the same thing. Um, but one of the responses of the white woman was young white woman was, well, we make the whites made South Africa, and they brought all these nice buildings and things like that. And so I think it was the black American fellow, I think that's where he was from. He says, well, where did you get the material to build those houses, and where did you get the land, and where did you get the gold and the money? You got it off of somebody else's labor and things like that. And I was amazed at some of the savviness of the responses. And some of them had a very good sense of pride in themselves. Yeah, wherever that guy is from, I was impressed with his good self-esteem, and that, because see, some of us are socially brainwashed that certain people are just good, and that they can do no wrong, and what they're really about is overlooked on how they got wealthy, why they have the materials that they have to build these buildings and everything. You got to see, how do they get it? How did they get this wealth? Who did the labor? And I was amazed. I was amazed. And so when you look and you compare the people from the 1950s, which is over 60 years ago, and you look at now what young people look like today, and it's a 180-degree turnaround for the worst. You don't see young women and men dress. I mean, yes, they're on camera. They're being interviewed, so they're going to dress a certain way. But you don't see young people dressed as poised as they are today. Having a sense of identity. At least none of these people are questioning whether they're a boy or a girl. People, this should be telling you something. What's happening today is all social engineering. And when you realize that, then you realize it's something that's happening to you, that you're being made to act and think this way. So if that's the case, you could unthink the way that you do and reprogram your mind. Reprogram your mind and think better about yourself. Take care of your health. Yeah, the other thing, the people were slim. The guys were slim. You look at today, you look at television, the 1970s, everybody's skinny. Skinny, skinny, skinny. And then boom, as time went on, the 1980s, 90s, and so on, fatter and fatter. Well, people, it is not all your fault. They stress you out. They create foods that make you crave it more. I've never seen so many people into coffee in my life. I don't drink coffee. I never got into coffee, but I do like tea at home. It's not, people don't make their own coffee. I came from a house that were coffee drinkers. They would get up in the morning and make their own coffee. Why are people spending a lot of money to go to a coffee house? They even have those coffee machines that you set it up in the morning, you set up at night, and that it starts making your coffee at the time you're about to get up. And you can make your own cup of coffee. Don't you ever wonder why people say, oh, I can't do anything without my cup of coffee? Don't you ever wonder what's in that coffee? Start asking yourself these questions. I hear it when I walk around. Oh, I can't start anything without my cup of coffee. And I've heard this in my house too, where I used to live. But you hear it outside. And you see people walking around with this cup in their hand like it's a new status symbol. Now they put the ice cubes in it, like what we call iced coffee. And they walk around with this thing. I'm wondering what they're putting in that coffee. There's something they're putting in that coffee. Because when you stop drinking it, there's side effects that you get. There are side effects to when you want to stop drinking that coffee. It's done to you deliberately, and it's affecting your mind. It's affecting your mind. Don't you wonder why it's doing that? What do they put in that coffee? You better start asking people. You better make your own coffee, so you know what's in it. See, it really is a new junk food. It is the new junk food. The caffeine is addictive. It causes headaches when you don't get it. They put in this sweetener, you know. I mean, I've made coffee before at home. Don't you notice when you make things at home, it don't taste the same when you taste it outside? I mean, I bought this chicken once. It was an organic chicken. And he said, how come I can't get my little nuggets to taste like the stores that, you buy it in the fast food place? It don't taste like theirs. Well, it's not really chicken. It has chicken byproducts in it, and they put other stuff in it. And it's the other stuff that's what you're really tasting. It's not real chicken. It's not real. And it's causing havoc on the human anatomy. It is causing a problem. I mean, even I was starting to gain weight. Yeah, in January of this year, I stayed in for about a whole month. Yeah, it was raining and below freezing. And I said, I'm not going out. I only went out 4 times the month of January in 2022, just to get my food or whatever what I had to get. That's all, 4 times that month. And yes, I did gain a little weight. And so I slowly started getting back in the swing of things in February, and then a little bit more in March. Yeah, I gained some weight, boy. Yeah, so now I'm doing, um, yeah, I have to do a lot of, now, I'm getting things out of my apartment, because I'm cleaning out my place. Because I'm preparing to move. I'm really hoping people, yeah, please pray for me. I'm trying to prepare for a move that I want to do, hopefully in a couple more months. And I want to leave in style, people. Yeah, I want to leave in style and elegance. Um, personal esteem. Self-esteem. Um, I love my city. I love Manhattan. And certain things I am going to miss. I'm going to miss the park. I love Central Park. And, um, but you can't take everything with you. And this is also it's almost like an experiment. What you really want and what you really need. For the past, I would say, um, 6 years, I've accumulated a lot of things, and it was causing a dis-ease in my body. I was bumping into things, getting bruises on my leg. You could hardly walk, you can't like sit on the floor, do some exercises. I used to exercise every day in my house, doing calisthenics and my stretches, and I couldn't do it with all these things around. And yes, I don't like lying down on the cold floor too. I have to be honest with that. But I just didn't have the motivation. And yes, you accumulate things, then you start accumulate things faster and faster and faster, and you don't use it, or you use it once or twice. And I'm just not into it. Um, so now, the initial heartache was when I gave up my bike, because I didn't use it all last year. I didn't. And I knew that I was thinking about this move. Well, now, I'm really more serious about it. I said, yeah, that was maybe 2 months ago. I gave someone my bike, and they proven not to be deserving of it, and it's really hurt my feelings. But I'm okay. Um, you can always get things. I think my concern was the state of America, the state of these young people who are going to inherit a beautiful country, and they don't know how to keep it. They don't respect it. And that's what I'm sad about people. I'm not sad about things. I'm sad about the attitude of the people who just don't care, who don't respect their elders. And that's what I'm sad about here in the Big Apple. Yeah, it's a beautiful, New York City is beautiful. But it's going through growing pains right now. And yeah, and the past few, past 2 weeks, I would say, was it a week? No, not two, maybe just a week. Been actively moving things out of my apartment. And yeah, I'm on like a marathon, boy. I made like 4 to 5 trips, um, sending some, giving stuff away. I'm bringing my stuff to the Salvation Army. Yeah, I learned about the Salvation Army years ago, and they helped a person that I knew out. They used to live there. The Salvation Army has like a homeless shelter in it, and I knew someone who lived in it, and I liked that they took people in. And yes, they indoctrinate to become a Christian, to be Christian and all that. Yes, but either way, at least they're doing something, and you can donate to this organization. They take they're no longer doing deliveries, delivery pickups. You have to bring it there. But it's a whole operation, people. It's a big one. And yes, they do sell things overseas. They take donation. They take clothes, furniture, electronics. They take it all. A lot of places now in New York City, because yes, people were leaving the Big Apple 2 years ago. Yes, people started leaving 2 years ago at the beginning of the pandemic. And so, you can't leave with everything. You always have to leave something behind. It's not practical. It's impractical to think you can bring everything. And some things it's not practical for you to bring because the expense it is to carry, the cost that it would carry. You can take anything with you if you have the money, people. If you have money, you can do almost anything. But is it worth it to utilize your cash for something that you could get somewhere else? I mean, yes, if you have an heirloom, antiques, that's handed down to you from 10 generations, yeah, you want to probably keep that. But yeah, a lot of places aren't taking donations. Did you hear that? A lot of places in New York City no longer taking donations of, I mean, yes, everyone would take cash, but uh, physical things, even certain electronic, they're not taking. So, wow. So, I can't take them. And so, just give it away. And, I pray, you could pray over them that the best hands get access to your stuff, that will respect your items and things like that. Yeah, it is hard. But, I want to look forward, people. Yeah, this is the end of one era, and I want to um, reach out for another. I'm letting go of the old. I want to let go of the old. It served me to a point. And I think now people are realizing what is important. Most of my time, half of my time here in New York City, I was in school thinking that, oh, if I get my degrees, I'll be somebody, and I have this or that job. Well, people, it all fell through. Did you know that sometimes you feel like you're going to lose your mind because of the stress that college life produces in you? Because you're trying to get the good grades and this and that, because you're trying to facilitate you to be be able to be competitive for a good job. Well, did you know, people, that you can go into a college program and then at the end of the program they change the curriculum, they change the requirements for that field, and so you have to be retrained in that curriculum in school and stay in longer because now they change the rules on what you need to know to be able to qualify for a job there. And that's what happened to me. And I thought, oh, that's okay. I'll just create a job for myself. Well, did you know, people, to create an honest job, I created an LLC company. Did you know the money it takes to start that? The money it takes for advertisement? And pure guts also. I was very timid. And I had to give it up. And when you give up a bona fide company, you have to legally shut down the business. Because if you don't just shut down the business legally, you still have to pay taxes. Hello, did they tell you that? Did they tell you that in business school, people? You can't just walk away from something, oh, I just don't feel like doing it anymore. You have to legally shut it down and let the legal authorities that you legally shut down the corporation. Yeah, you have to file even if you're not making money. Yes, you do. And you forget to file, you have to pay a penalty fee for not doing your taxes. You do a quarterly tax. And you better do it. It's harassing. I have a new respect for true business owners, people who do the legal work to establish a bona fide business, to get a bona fide business account, a bona fide uh, telephone account. These are all things, and they all cost, and they keep on, you have to keep on paying even when the money's not coming in. I said, this is too expensive. So I thought I was going to create another business. And weird things started happening to me. Yes, I believe that I am targeted. Yeah, it's really weird. I'm not just trying to, I mean, I know it sounds bizarre, people. But I think what happened, yeah, I see that we have a viewer there. I hope you're listening and you understand what I'm saying. And it'd be nice, if you give a response, because I know I'm saying a lot of things, and um, I mean, I know some people, some of my viewers, they just like to listen. But it's also good to know that you hear that I'm not just talking to the wind. But yeah, this is very important, people. That oh, what was I gonna say now? Starting certain businesses. Do you ever wonder why certain things happen to certain people? Yeah, when I started to, I was to establish another business, and I was very excited about it. I said, hey, I can do this business at home. And I was really savvy, and I did a website and all these things. I thought I was on top of my game. But little things that, when you set up, I don't have like a deep um, computer background, meaning, how to, you know, do computer software to design the website, Um, but to have a commerce website, that you have the inventory thing and all that, that costs money, people. Wow. It will cost as much as the product. I mean, I kid you not. If you're just starting something in your house, and then you're going to have their website, it looked nice, but I was missing a component to it. The part for the commerce that keeps the inventory, so people know, okay, like you could put up a website, but if you don't have what you have left, let's say you only have 10, and let's say someone ordered 20. Well, you can't, they can't, you can order 20. And it could be, cause a problem. You need the whole works, people. For it to work successfully, you need the whole infrastructure, and I didn't have the money and the know-how to do it. And when I thought, okay, let me just go through what do you call it? eBay. I even tried to do Etsy. I think what Etsy or Etsy, and it was a really bizarre thing that happened to me on eBay in particular. I had my product to sell, and you know what? They pulled it down. So I notified them, hey, I put up this thing, and why did you pull it down? Their first excuse was, oh, you didn't have enough pictures of the item. So I said, well, how many more pictures I need up there? And it's just a simple item. Yeah, I make soap. I make bar soap. I taught myself how to make soap. And how many pictures you need of a bar of soap, people? I had all the ingredients listed. I mean, I had everything, where it was made. And they pulled it. I said, well, why do you pull it? I said, I'm not allowed to sell soap. I said, oh, there are other people that sell soap. So I tried, and so they put it back up, and they did it again. They did it several times. So I talked to someone I know about it and said, well, try another company. And that other company the logistics, that again, you need that other component to sell. If you have inventory, and that costs money. And if you're just starting out something and not have the full infrastructure, it's going to be difficult. And I just thought it was weird with the first one, that each time they kept pulling it, they came up with a new excuse why they're pulling it. And I thought, this doesn't seem real. I think there are powers at large that overlook certain people. Like, it's just too coincidental, people. This is very important. And you know for yourself if some of these elements have ever happened to you. So like I mentioned just a moment ago about my schooling, when I went to college, and I'm thinking this was the best accomplishment. It took me 8 years actually to complete the curriculum. I couldn't go to school full time, but it took me 8 years to complete my undergraduate. I mean, I initially started my undergraduate many years ago, but I dropped out. And I thought, oh, I'm older now, and this is my last chance, and I had the opportunity to go back to school and then get my master's, which I completed. And so that last year, I realized that I was brought into a program, and I didn't qualify for the internship that would be required for me to be in, to then be able to get the what do you call it, the internship. Yeah, it's an internship process that prepares you for the licensing exam, because they don't cover these things in school. Now, if you knew I didn't qualify, but you accept me in the program, and not telling me, I wasted all my time there. And it was like the last year I was to graduate, and I realized what happened because I didn't get into the internship program that I thought I was going to get in. But boy, what an ego breaker. Yeah, I thought I had it made, but there were other factors that I didn't know about. And I thought I was well informed, and but no, I wasn't. And the rules changed. Like was was I was 1 year into graduating, and it came. It's something. Oh, wait a minute. Let me fast forward. Yeah, when I did graduate, and I realized I wasn't going to get accepted into the internship, but I still wanted to work in the field of health, and so I got a volunteer assignment. And I liked it initially. It was very exciting because I wanted to meet people. I was um, on pilot for those 8 years, and so now I wanted to slow down a little bit and start really socializing again. People of the community. Um, and oh, what did I find out now? Oh, there was something that happened. Um, oh, I volunteered for them for 9 months, and I was told from day one that I was going to be hired, and I really liked the place initially. And I said, great, I don't qualify for the internship, so I'm not going to get that licensing, but you could work in this industry, and it's union, so you get the benefits, and you get a good salary still. Because I said, hey, this would be fine for me, and it's easy to get to from where I live. So I said, let me settle here. Well, it turns out that the industry to for them to hire the person it was the director, and the director lied to me and said that they were going to hire me at a particular month, but that didn't come about. But they still had me do the volunteer, and again, I was, you know, building up my confidence and everything, and meeting people, which I like. Um, but one day, uh, the director calls me in, and uh, we're in the main room, and she calls everybody in the office around. So it's a group of us, and then she announces to me that it's my last day. So tacky. That it was my last day, and thank you. It was really awkward, but I asked her a favor a month later for something, but in that conversation, I asked her. I said, "Oh, it was something about the getting employment there," because I think I was still inquiring. I said, "Well, you did say before that you were going to hire me, and what happened?" She says, "Oh, well, the finance the budget didn't come in, and um, well, anyway, we wouldn't have been able to hire you because the rules change, and now you need your licensing for us to hire you." I said, "Oh," I said, "Wow, I didn't know that the rules change. When did it change?" Guess what she said? I'm there for 9 months. She said, "Oh, 2 years ago." I said, "Oh, 2 years ago." I said, "Oh, wow." But I'm doing the math in my head, 9 months versus 2 years. She lied to me, and she knew she could not hire because you need your license to have an entry level job in that office. And the people that are already there would be grandfathered in to the program because they were there for like 10 years. Okay, so they're grandfathered in, but anybody new, and that also explained why the last person that was hired was someone who was licensed. She was the only one that was licensed with that license she has, the only one. So I said, wow, why did I'm thinking, So the school would know this, that the industry would require, entry level. To get an entry level job in the field, you needed your license. But to get your license, you need to get into the internship program, which prepares you for the licensing. They knew this, accepted me in the program, and I busted my chops for in that school. I was in that school for 6 years, 6 grueling years. Yes. So it was a learning experience for me. That you think that you're on a road to paradise, and in the process, you're busting your chops. You're staying up all night because you have to get an A plus on this exam. You got to get an A on this paper. And I was on the autopilot for those 6 years in that school and 2 years at the other school. I had no social life. And at times you feel like giving up because it can get so hard. Some of the science classes that I had to take in my major was so difficult. But I persevered and I passed. And so that was the first shocker in my awakening. And then when I thought, well, I'm not going to rely on other people for jobs, I said, create my own business. And then when I tried to create the business, the powers at large were sabotaging my being able to be an entrepreneur and starting a business and selling online. It was really something. And it's like it was just too obvious what was happening. And the people were making, the excuses were getting more and more bizarre. This is not by accident. What was being done to me was not by accident. And you have powers at large that don't want certain individuals slash targeted individuals. There are people who are targeted. You ever hear of the movie The Truman Show? Watch that movie, The Truman Show, with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was on it. And they make it look funny. But um, I mean, they over exaggerate in the movie to make it seem funny. But I think this thing really, really happens. Has any of this ever happened to you, people? Have you ever met someone that seemed to be followed by a Truman Show reality? That you do something and then something just seems like it sabotages? Something always seems to happen outside of their control? And even when they try to skirt around it and try to, minimize, to overcompensate for these events, that something happens again? Well, the big sign that a type of Truman Show or targeting um, is occurring in some people's lives was when I got targeted at a restaurant. An individual that I know, I was in the shower at the time when the person called. It was in the morning. And I hardly have any contact with this individual. And even though I didn't answer the phone because I was in the shower, I couldn't get to the phone, they came by anyway. And then they wanted to go out. So, in my naivety, I did go out with that person. We walked to different places looking for different restaurants to eat in, and we decided on one place. And we were catching up on conversations since I haven't spoken to this person in a while. And I was sharing with them different things that I watch on the internet. And we were talking about, well, I was talking about a particular matter. And the part that really, like, I was discussing about O negative blood. So I said, well, who cares about O negative blood, you know? But I was talking about things I was hearing about on the internet with certain people being used for certain governmental programs who are O negative. And no, I'm not O negative. I am not O negative. I do not have O negative blood. But I was discussing it, just real brief. And it was all in fun, the conversation. It was all, entertainment, just chatty, chatty. And we're finishing up our dinner. And as I was, finishing my sentence about this O negative blood, that this phenomenon happened over my body. All of a sudden, I'm having a good time eating and all that, and I felt like something energetic was happening over me, like a stupor started to get on me. It's really weird. I don't know why people are dropping off on this live stream. When I'm talking about it's very important. So you could be aware, so you know what might be happening to you. But I was sitting down, and then I kind of hunched over, and then this extreme emotion of a feeling of guilt that was not my own, like something was happening over my body, my mind. And I'm just thinking, what is happening? But it was a severe feeling of guilt. My energy frequency was I was being tapped into energetically. And then, I'm trying to remember what happened. And then this, heard a voice, in this, someone speaking, saying, it was a woman's voice, American English, American accent, saying something very angry, that they were sick and tired of hearing me talk about, I can't remember what it was, but that's what I remember. And then zap, my heart started pounding a mile a minute. And I said, something is happening to my heart. My heart is racing. And the person just said, who I was talking to, just sit back, relax. And I was wondering what was going on. I didn't tell them about what I heard, but this happened very quickly. I didn't tell anybody else there. We didn't tell anybody else, but we just leave because we were just about to go. We had already paid the cost of the meal and the tip, and yes, a good tip. And at first, I thought maybe something with the food, maybe something was in the food that I was reacting to. I get to the hospital. When he went to feel my pulse, the nurse, they raced over to get the equipment for my heart. They said, you have an irregular heartbeat. Now, by the time I reached the hospital, it might have been an hour later, because it took a while, because I had to get home to feed my dogs. Yes, I have a little doggy. That's one of them. I had to go give them water and food, and then race to the hospital. I took a taxi. And yeah, I was there for 2 hours. Then they said, okay, your heart is regulating now. And they did do tests. I told them just the physical symptoms. And they did do blood. I think, did they do urine? All the tests came out negative. But by the time I got home, my ears were ringing. It was a weird feeling in my ears, awful. So I thought maybe I just need to take a hot shower or bath. And I did a video about it. I said, well, this weird thing happened to me. But I didn't go in detail. I didn't say about what I heard, but just the physical symptoms. And then in the morning when I woke up, I felt worse. My ears were making funny noises that sound like, it was highly sensitive, It was hurting, and it sounded like a weird echo, like metal being banged. It was hard, weird sensation in the ear. And then I had diarrhea. So I raced back to the hospital saying, now my ears are hurting and the diarrhea, and everything came out negative. What I realized what happened, um, and I think it's substantiated um, a dream, like I had a conscious, what do you call it? Conscious dreaming? Lucid dreaming, that's the term, lucid dreaming. Yeah, I was lucid dreaming. Uh, a woman, a woman scientist, I know it sounds very bizarre, but it was like a woman scientist, and they had this was the one I talked about this one about the tiger. There was a tiger in front of me, and the lady said in the lucid dream, let the lion eat me. And then the lion comes up and is on top of me. But when it moved to the side, I saw it was just a flat screen. It was a two-dimensional image. There was no 3D, but at first you think it's real, and then it turned. You see that it's a hologram. It was a hologram. I realized that that happened. Oh, was that maybe a year later from that incident at the restaurant? And that's when I realized that some people, and I think including myself, is being targeted. And they can tap into your dreams when you're sleeping. And the thing with the restaurant, I think what happened, there is a device, and it is a patented device, and they show what the device looks like. It is a microwave device that was devised by a particular agency in the U.S., and they could aim it at people. There are also satellites that have the same equipment, and once they get your brain signature, we all have a signature, so to speak. It's like a thumbprint, an energetic thumbprint. And once they get your signature, your genetic signature or your energetic thumbprint, they can track you anywhere on this planet. They could zoom in on your frequency, and they could do things to you. There were other things that were done. Why it was done, I don't know, but it was very telling. So sometimes these things happen to people. Yes, I was in the military, and you hear programs of people who served in the military and certain things that happen to them, but you don't have to be in the military. And I think some of these injections that people had received in the past 2 years, and the shots in general, they have what you call nanoparticles in them. I know this sounds very, very bizarre. Doesn't it sound bizarre, viewer? It does sound bizarre. I said brazier. Bizarre, I meant to say. That is funny. I said brazier. Bizarre. It is very bizarre. And so, luckily, you're able to, see, the good thing about social media, it's people are sharing information. And I appreciate that people share some of this information because, see, um, they would be perceived as being cuckoo. But it's too many people out there that shared similar experiences and information, and it's causing havoc. And just look outside at the guys don't know that they're girls. How does that happen? And they're using I was going to say welfare, social warfare, to socially engineer the mindset of people, and that they could even convince you that you're no longer a boy but a girl, or girl but you're a boy. Hello, hello, people. And you think these other people are crazy and not these people don't know what their gender is? Hello, people. So why am I mentioning this? Well, this was quite a journey. And when you look at your life, you say, wow, this doesn't seem real. It seems like that someone or something is looking over me and orchestrating certain events. But some things I was protected. Like a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, it was the day I was going to start running. And I got up early in the morning. Yeah, this happened last August. I think it was August. Yeah. And I went out running. I put on my new sneakers and I had my dogs in the stroller and I was going to run to the park. And I maybe went maybe 5 feet, and this man from the neighborhood, jumps over the gate to attack me. And as he jumps over and he walks slowly towards me, I back up slowly, trying to figure out, oh shoot, what is this? What is this happening? Is this really happening? But as I backed up towards where the door I just exited from, and my doorman slash concierge was there. And he opened the door and he stood next to me and stood his ground, and the guy eventually left. Yes. See that? I thank him. Yeah, I gave him something yesterday. I gave him a beautiful stone terrarium. Yeah, I gave him two of them. They did. I said, he deserves this. He and his wife. Yeah, he's a married guy. Good guy. He's treated me well for these 19 years. He has about 2 years left, and he's going to go back to his country. May he reach his retirement and go back to his country. Peace be unto him. Yes, good fellow. Yeah, he protected my life. That man protected my life. And I'm very appreciative. So, yes, sometimes things happen. Someone tried to grab my little dog in 2020. Caught on camera. Yep, caught on camera. I had my body cam. And I'm lucky that guy didn't just start swinging. Yeah, and 2 days ago, at my building, by my building, someone from my building was jumped. There were two men attacked this guy, and it was a big guy that was being attacked to get his dog. People are desperate now for money. People are being triggered. So all this I tell you because the human mind is being hijacked to make you experience certain thoughts, certain feelings, and certain behaviors to obtain an outcome. And the outcome is not your choice, but the choice is being given to you. And I share this so that you're aware of what could be happening to you or to your loved ones. And sometimes you can't like run away. You think if you move away, it could follow you. And that's the sad thing about it, that some things could follow you. But either way, I feel that my stay here, I need to move. I want to move. Right now my life is just going in a circle, I mean, I love the city, but I'm not growing here. I am not growing. I want to go on, and I need to grow. I am a little scared. Yeah, so you want to do the good, you want to do the best for yourself, but sometimes you have to take that leap of faith. Sometimes you have to take that leap of faith, even though you feel fear. You notice what else? I noticed at times when I felt fearful about a situation or a person, and I told myself, I said, I'm not going to let that person or that thing intimidate me. And when I went through the process, I was actually b- blessed by that person. Out of all the people, they were the best one, even though they may appear to look a certain way. Or even like I bought these tarot cards and I didn't want to use them. I mean, even though I bought them, but see, when you open up the package and you go through it, you may not have known certain things were in there. And I felt intimidated to use it. I didn't feel comfortable. I said, I'm going to fight the feeling. I'm going, regardless how I feel, I'm going to use them. And I got the best reading that you could have been. Yeah. Oh, yes. I got a good reading from it. It was a well balanced reading. It made sense. And I said, wow, I can't wait to do another reading using those cards. Yeah, yeah, I know, some people may not believe in the tarot. The tarot cards are very interesting, and something they could really give accurate information. Like I did a tarot card reading on the 2016 election, and I gave two readings for those two people, and it was extremely accurate. So I don't know I mean, I think with tarot cards that they were designed by people who understood about this matrix system, and that there's certain um, principles that are at play that are constantly running. It's like a software, and these tarot cards uh, are the archetypes of the software system that govern, or the laws that govern this 3D world. And when a person is in tune with the cards reveal that current situation when properly done. Yeah, it's really something. So I might do another tarot reading using those cards that are very. It can look. Let me show you. Oh, I'm sitting really awkward on this thing. Let me see. Yeah, it kind of looked kind of spooky. I thought initially it was going to be like something really girly and fantasy, but some of the things I said I don't know, but I got it for the cover. Let's see if you can see it. It's like a young, a very, how do you see? Okay, okay. See the eyes? Yes, I like the eyes. I like the marble eyes. But see but something it started. I started to feel uncomfortable with it. Yeah, that these are the debts, and the theme of the debts is very fancy for fantasy, um, and I was curious about them. And yeah, but these are powerful cards. This is by let's see, it's by J.R. Rivera. I'm sorry, wait a minute. Oops, sorry. It's by J.R. Rivera, and the artwork by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Oops. These cards are really something else. Yeah, it's very it's very modern, the information inside the deck. I mean, it speaks to you in modern terms, what the cards read, and it does come with a booklet. And yeah, these are white people on the thing, but I'm fascinated with what do you call fanciful or fairy tale type of thing. I'm attracted to that. I am. I'm attracted to things that promote imagination. See, the cards, I initially picked it up because it reminded me of imagination, like a child. You know, I used to play house as a little child, and the imagination. You know, there's creativity and imagination, people. I share that with you about imagination because, see, without imagine, you know that what's his name? Albert Einstein says that imagination is more powerful than invention. You know, well, not invention, but oh, how did it go? What he was trying to say that it's not how much you know getting facts. What really is powerful is imagination to think outside of the box, and that's what guided him to become the scientist he was. Imagination. And so I got these cards because I thought it would spark imagination. It's imagination. This is all like, look at that. Yeah, these are powerful cards. These were powerful. I did a reading and wow, that's all I could say. I was amazed at the reading I got. And yeah, she did work for Walt Disney, the artist that drew the cards. If I think I knew that, if I would have known that, I don't know whether I would have gotten the cards. When I opened the content, when I bought it and opened the contents at home, I was reading the bio of the person. And they did work for Walt Disney. I don't care for Walt Disney. Uh, Subliminals. But you know, I did use the cards. And I got a damn accurate reading, I think. It was very, like, um, wow, I was amazed. I was amazed. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. I bought these cards maybe 3 weeks ago, and I used them. Yeah, I used it like a week after I got it. Yeah, I did sage it and everything, and put my, prayed over the deck. I have another deck that I bought. I didn't use that one yet. That one I was disappointed when I opened. Yeah, I got it. I like the color. It's black. Oh, where is it? Oh, I don't even see it now. It's somewhere. It's somewhere uh, below. But yeah, I'll probably do a reading on that one too. But yeah, you want your imagination. See, right now, people aren't being imaginative now. People are on, what do you call it? Survival mode. That's the energy that they're trying to produce right now, in these large urban areas. This survival mode. I want to be in imagination mode, people. Don't you like imagination? I know I'm not the only one there that likes imagination. You want fantasy. You want your mind to soar and live. You know, children, the real gift that children have is imagination. Imagination is a special gift. You better tap onto your imagination. You know, imagination, you feel invincible, right? Imagination, it can open up worlds. And it seems like with my meditation, that the things that I'm seeing, I don't do drug, I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke and I don't do drugs. I don't drink alcohol. What I do, you can do also. Tap into your imagination, people. See, I have two special people that are watching right now. Two special people, because see, you know in your heart, even though you're not saying anything, you know in your heart that what I speak is true. Imagination is one of the most important gifts you can have. It makes you feel invincible. It gives you ideas. It makes you realize that, hey, all that other stuff really isn't important. I thought it was all important to get my college degree, and then boom, what happened? The rules change. They can change rules on you like they change your underwear. Rules can change if you're not the rule setter. Like they said, the people who own the gold rules. I forget how it goes. That expression. The people who own the gold make the rules. But you know what? They cannot buy. They cannot buy imagination. Period. They cannot buy imagination. It's either you have it or you don't. And in imagination, you feel invincible. That you can go out there in your own world, in your mind, and think of ways that you can live your life, that you can share with your little pets. I have my little doggie there. That's Lily. Yeah, she's mama's girl. She's always by mama's side. And my two other little doggies, they're under the bed. Yeah, people, whatever what you can do. Yeah, do this as an experiment. Go to something that opens up your imagination, whether it be a book of fairy tales, or go in a forest, or pretend you're playing house under your bed. And remember when you were a little child, that those fun moments in life. Yeah. Yeah, you do it. Let me read that comment. Okay, Boogie says, good morning and happy Sunday. I was able to catch another one of your lives on time. I wish for you to have a beautiful day. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you're just getting on now, Boogie 06. Yeah, I've been on now for 132 minutes. Yeah, but yeah, this live stream is on. I done on multiple topics, but it's of the week, the thoughts of the weeks and things. With my videos, I get to one topic kind of blends into another. That's how life is. That life is all interconnected. And Boogie, I was talking about imagination. And that right now you have people who are being robbed of imagination. They run into imagination with drugs like alcohol and all those other hard stuff, and it's destroying their mind. But for you to be able to tap onto your own imagination or creativity, because it's hard out there. And yes, I was feeling down at times when I see the guys doing drugs, selling drugs, and more, someone from my building got someone tried to rob them of their dog. Yeah, but I want to get my life going. I try to make it work here. I did what I could do, and there's a time and season in the matter. There's a time and season always by what you do and where you are in life. Yeah, there was a season for me to go to college, get my college degree like a good girl, and be so-called be somebody, and they could take away everything. That now you cannot get, a lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are what they call digital nomads. They can work in any you have countries that are giving visas for digital nomads. A digital nomad is a person that makes money over their computer. They might have a website or whatever what they do, they sell over the internet. And countries are seeing the benefit of getting these people. For one thing, they have imagination, uh, they're savvy, they're usually educated, and they want to, hey, they'll spend money. They go to your coffee house, they'll stay. They also have rooms for these digital nomads that is Wi-Fi available, free Wi-Fi, and they go sit there for a couple of hours, drink their coffee or whatever, a muffin, and they're able to get some, the store's able to get some money because when you're stressed out, people, you want to eat, you like that muffin, and of course that coffee that you're addicted to. So yeah, it chill them out. They're bringing easy money. Hey, we're gonna give X number of visas for these digital nomads. Yes, that's right. Yeah, someone with something else. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm just reading your message, Boogie. Yeah, you're just coming on. It's all good. See, there's a time and season for everything, and it was for your appointed time to listen to this point in time with my live stream. Yeah. Yeah, I usually do the live stream early morning, like at 3 to 6 o'clock, something like that, in between those hours. Um, so I started a little later on. I started just before sunrise. Yes, sunrise was at 5:51 a.m. today, and so I welcomed sunrise in. It was beautiful. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a time and season for everything. And so, my coming back here, yeah, I came back to New York City um, exactly 21 years ago this month. Yeah, this is the last day of July. Hear that, people? This is the last day of July. Can't believe it. This year is going really fast. Time is going fast. But see, I think back, okay, I've been back here uh, for 21 years. And what did I do in those 21 years? What did I learn in 21 years? I learned that I am an individual and I do not fit here. I really am I think I'm nomadic at heart. I really think I'm a nomad at heart. I've traveled before. I've lived far away before twice. But this time it's 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 a little different. Like things have presented itself that I'm able to sustain myself a little better. I'm very grateful and I want to say thank you to the universe and I want to thank myself because for me to get what I get, I had to do certain things and I had to follow instructions. People, when someone who's in the know gives you instructions, you better follow it. And I followed that lady's instructions. And it produced a harvest for me. So I am very grateful. And not that I didn't try it before meeting her, but when this person just gave me that extra nudge and just reinforced the truth. She said, do X, Y, and Z. And I did it over the years, and then the breakthrough happened for me. But you still have to be wise, and I still want to be prudent in what I do. Okay, I'm not Superman. We all have our limitations, and I don't want to um, exploit anything. I don't want to, get cocky in certain things because things could happen, but this been a journey. This ride for the past 21 years has been a journey. And I want to see more. I want to really develop myself emotionally. I want to be in a more peaceful environment. I want to be able to bring, look, my little girl. I want to bring my see her? That's Lily. That's my little girl. Yeah, oh. Hey, oh, that's Lily. Hey, Lily. Yeah, ruh, ruh. Ruh, ruh. She's my little girl, Lily. She's faithful. She's my faithful little girl. Right, Lily? I love you, Lily. I love you. Mommy loves you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's Lily, my girl. Yeah. Yeah, 21 years ago, I didn't have her. But she came into my life almost 12 and a half years ago. She's a loyal little girl, right, Lily? You're a loyal little girl. And my other little girl, my little boy, is underneath the bed. But yeah, you, what I want for myself, um, I feel like I got the most out of New York. I tried to do my best. I'm not made to be like everybody else. Some people are born to be a banker, or some people are a nurse, some people a store clerk. And I think the world is trying to teach me, hey, I want you to be a thinker. I want you to be able to explore the world and see how it really works. This world does not work how you think it does. And when I didn't get targeted at that restaurant, Boogie, I mentioned early in this dream about an event that happened to me at a restaurant. And when I tried to become an entrepreneur and start two businesses, that bizarre things started happening and I was targeted. And it's like they don't want me to go but so far. It is a Truman Show. Those of you who haven't seen that movie, watch The Truman Show. Watch it. Watch The Truman Show with Jim Carrey. Yeah, that movie, they over exaggerate, but I believe, based on certain things that happened to me, that this is true. The community basically uses the term targeted individual, but most of the people, who use the targeted individual, they talk about the thing to really cause harm. It's a combination between the classic targeted individual and the Truman Show. It's a blend of the two. And one thing I learned in this 21 years, which started 2 years, was it? Yeah, about 2 years ago. Well, no, 1.5 years ago. It's approaching 2 years, about the orbs. Yeah, Boogie. I don't know when you started watching my channel, but 2 years ago, I had a phenomenon that happened to me while it was on my birthday, and I was watching two movies. I was watching The Sixth Sense and the movie Passengers. Both movies are pretty much the same theme. And as I was watching the movie, an orb appeared to me. It was the most beautiful. And again, I don't do drugs. I never had any episodes as a child with all that stuff. Never. But a paranormal event happened to me. I would say metaphysical. But I saw an orb. It was a pure white orb with rays of light coming out, emanating from it. It was, yeah, the size of a marble, I should say. The orb was the size of a child's marble, and it was right beside my left cheek, and then it moved to the tip of my nose and then disappeared. And since that incident, I bought a security camera. Security cameras these days could record in infrared light. And at nighttime, these cameras could record, film the invisible. And so I reason that, and that if anything is in the room, the security camera will pick it up. And so after that, my experience, I bought the camera, security camera, and I caught orbs on camera. And so I have a channel called Orb Whisperer, and the link is also on my channel, Spirit Journey channel, on the banner of my channel on the right hand side. You'll see a YouTube link, and that one is to my Orb Whisperer channel, and you can just click on it and watch some of the videos that are uploaded. See, I'm a scientist at heart. Yeah, I love science, and I'm a scientist at heart, and I wanted hard facts, um, evidence of my experience. And so you cannot deny them. And I've met other people that have cameras and they record orbs as well. What are these orbs? Are these orbs your ancestors? Are they friends that passed over? What are these orbs? One thing I know, based on my research in my recordings, they have consciousness. They are able to navigate. They're not just, it's not just dust. It's not dust. These are life forms. These are conscious forms. And I don't know what their purpose is. I do not know why they're here or where they come from. Again, I can only speculate. They could be. I believe the orb that I saw with my naked eyes, and outside of the security camera, was, I think, someone who knew me. Because it did come on my birthday, so I would figure someone who knew me, knew my birthday, and they were there to comfort me. Yeah, I was getting very emotional watching the movie, and it came and in its own way comforted me. It was absolutely beautiful. I've never seen anything like it since. And the videos that you get, when you're filming orbs, they look different than what I saw. What I saw with the naked eye was one thing, but what the camera pictures is a different form. It does not look the same. It's not the same. Yeah, it is unimaginably beautiful, unreal. When I saw that, so when you think of these past 21 years, my being back in New York City and thinking that, oh well, everything fell through, those orbs is a reminder to me that there is another world that lives beside this one that can navigate, and maybe there are watchers. There's something. And I think the Bible, when the Bible talks about that something is always present, or always conscious, always, knows, I think they talk about the orbs. They are talking about the orbs because they come instantaneous. And so they have access to information about you. And I think the occult, the people into the occult in the negative sense, they may know how to tap into those orbs and get information and use it against humanity. Yeah, this is something else, people. And I used to think life was just a 9 to 5. You wake up, you go to school or work, you come home, you eat, and you go to bed. Well, there is a world next to this world that is just as important, that exists, and I'm sure has abilities. Wouldn't it be more important to find out what runs alongside you that can hear everything you say? They could be in my room right now, and you would not know it. You cannot see it, feel it. And another thing that happened to me, what was that? I think it was also 2 years ago. Oh no, no, wait a minute. Trying to remember now. Yes, it was I think last year that this bright light hit my eye. I was sitting up in bed at nighttime. The lights were off, and then boom, this bright light, like a flash of light, hit my left eye, and then about a second later, my right eye. I did go to the eye doctor. They said your eyes are fine. But yeah, this all happened around the time of my birthday. So I think these past, I'm trying to remember now. Oh yeah, that this was, yeah, the almost 2 years ago. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, it wasn't the year that just passed. Yeah, it was the year before. That's right. But I thought it interesting, these phenomenons with the eyes happen around, it was like it started, signs started changing 2 weeks just before my birthday, and then right at my birthday. So 2 week time period. So something was happening. Something was happening. I should do a card reading about that. Yeah, I did do a card reading. That's right. It was saying when I did it the first time. What do you call it? Oh, I hear something outside. I don't know what that is. Like someone on a butte. Is that a police officer? I don't know what it is. But either way, yeah, people. This is more interesting. See, they want you to get. I'm sorry for that distraction. There's something outside on a. Oh, someone talking on a device and it's loud. But yeah, so life is, gets you distracted with the mundane, trying to put food on your table, things like that. But this other world exists. And I'm on the doing the video. Yeah, my doggies. I'll be off soon, baby. My other dog. Yeah, they let you know when they want you off the. You stop that. You heard her. You stop that. Let me get it. Let me just get it. Okay, I have to pull up the plug. Where is she? Where are you? That's the culprit. Yeah, see, she ran and hide. She ran. You run and hide. Let me get you. Yes, that's her. That's her, people. That's her. Yeah. So, people, this is very important. I know I'm saying a lot of things here, um, but this is very important. See, all these things, like these past 21 years, you could feel like, oh, boo hoo, right? Oh, this and that happened to me. And they get you focused on the physical world. They make you feel like sometimes a failure. They want you to feel that way. They want you distracted by the physical world, which is fake anyway. It is all fake. I mean, yeah, you're in this physical world, make the best of it. But they don't want you to see what's governing behind the scenes. So, yeah, I'll get you on camera. I'll get you on camera, little girl. Those are the bad guys. Yeah, you know I love you. So, yeah, so, yeah, they want, the world wants you to be focused on what you're going to eat, or getting a job, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, right? Or you want to get a fancy car, you want to get a fancy home. And it's done to screw up your mind to get you stressed out because you have forces that feed off of your negative energy. And so, and so, you're not paying attention about that other world, the world where those orbs are, that see everything. Go look at that video, that channel of mine. Orbs are real. And if orbs are real, sorry, if those orbs are real, maybe those other things are real that really govern everything, that is making people act the way that they are, right? That's what it's all about, I think. And so, yes, I've been here back to New York City for 21 years. Yeah, 21 years this month. Wow. And here now I'm preparing to move. I want to move with dignity. If if it doesn't come about the time, but even getting stuff out of this apartment to get a new vibration in there. I've had everything I wanted in this place. I bought everything that I wanted. And then at a point, it's just clutter. And clutter, it clutters your mind. Unclutter your mind, people. Unclutter it. And live a simple life. You can have nice things. Have nice things. Have things that serve you. Don't be a servant of it. Let it serve you. And when something serves you with excellence, you serve it. That's when you serve it, because then you are benefited from it and it is benefiting from you. That's how it goes. And that's how it should go. Yeah, it looks like it's a beautiful day out there. It looks gorgeous outside. Yeah, I think I might go. I don't know how hot it is out there, but I think I like this market. It's like this place up in the near the village that is really nice. Maybe I did like a work course yesterday. I did a lot of stuff. Um, yeah, so something on the weekend I just want to, I did a lot yesterday. I fell asleep real hard and woke up late. For me, late. So I thought, hey, let me not go outside early morning and do a video instead. And yeah, so I have time with the dogs. Um, yeah, people, life is really something. Life is really something. Yeah, so there is a time and season for everything, but that's okay. Tap into your imagination again, people. Tap into those things that make you feel like a kid again, if you can. And whether it's those tarot cards that bring out your child side, or maybe reading books of fairy tales, tap into things that bring out your imagination of excitement. Yeah. Yeah, they want you to become low energy. No, don't do it. Don't even go there. And I have to tell myself that too. Yeah, we are what you call Bluetooth. We are a walking Bluetooth. And we receive energies, we receive frequencies, I meant to say, frequencies of thoughts. You ever walk around and then a negative thought comes in your head? Where does this negative thought come in? These are not your thoughts, people. These are the frequencies that are out there. If you can have like a special eyeglasses to see the non-physical world, there are many things at play at once, and they affect the way you think. You hear things, and they're not your thoughts. You ever get like a negative or a bad thought or a sexual thought? You wonder, where the hell did this thought come from? You said, this is not you. This is not where you roll. So how did it get in there? Well, we are just we are spiritual beings, but we are housed, or we're occupying this physical body. And this physical body is a physical Bluetooth and could tap into, yes, hello viewers, good morning, good morning. Yes, we are a walking Bluetooth. And we can tap onto frequency slash energy slash thought forms. And what you think, what energies know, let me share you this. What energies know, consciousness knows that when they make you think something, because you are connected to a biological form, that it will respond according to those thoughts, those emotions, because we are biochemical Bluetooth. So it's not that something is wrong with you. You are wired to certain to respond in certain frequencies. So that's why movie theaters, why they're producing certain movies, because they want you to feel a certain way. They want you to behave a certain way. Part of the social engineering. Okay? So if you go through a thought, and I have to remind myself this all the time. It's like, wow, where did that thought come from? Why do I feel that way about so and so? And it's totally unlike that person. These aren't your thoughts. And according to where your physiology is rolling, and again, our physiology could be manipulated by these phone towers. We call these cell phone towers. I saw a diagram. So one of the YouTubers showed a demographics of the cell phone towers and the like. We are deluged with these devices that are on probably 24/7. And according to where you walk through, it's going to emit certain frequencies. Therefore, certain thoughts and feelings your body and mind will experience. But it's not the you. It is those things. So that's why I say, hey, try to keep control of what you're thinking and tap into that little girl or little boy in yourself to try to keep a more playful, happy spirit, because that's what they're out for. They want to remove your childhood innocence and corrupt your body, soul, and spirit. Don't let them do it to you. You are too valuable. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall through the. Don't fall for the different cards, the race card, the gender card, the I don't have card, any card. There are a lot of these cards, and it's just to mess with your head. And yes, it could mess with me too. But I say that to you now so that to better equip us all this morning to know that you are a powerful individual. You are worthy, and you're more than these physical things. These physical things are to serve you, and you're not to become enslaved by them. Enjoy the simple things in life if you can, and respect your body. Start doing good. Start getting a little exercise, getting out there. I'm trying to force myself to go out there and do, walking. I like walking. So you make sure if you go out in this hot weather, dress comfortable and drink plenty of water and carry your water with you. Okay, stay hydrated. Yeah, me, and I'm telling this to me too. I have to drink my. I didn't drink my water yet. I have to drink my water, get hydrated. I have a watermelon inside. Yeah, yeah. Enjoy you. You are special. All of you are special. Each one of us. We're all on a journey. Make the journey a special place for you. And if you feel that you need to change the chapter, change it and create a new world. I want to create a new world for me and my little dogs. Somewhere else. I want to be around nature. And this one YouTuber was saying, he was reminding me that he said, do these positive affirmations and that you are your God, that you are your Savior, he said. I think he's right. You are your own God and be your own Savior. Stop saying and waiting for others to save you. Save yourself. Create the world that you want. He said positive affirmations, and then, to live it in your mind, what you want. And so that's what I'm going to do for me. I want to create a world for me. I don't want to hear and blame anybody else. I don't want to blame black people, white people, yellow people, Hispanics. I don't want to blame it. I want to create my world. If I don't like something, then move. And so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't want to be tied to things. The more I release things from my apartment, the more liberated I feel. I want to move in my place, with ease. So the next place I get, I want to keep it. I want to keep it simple, and that I'll be able to move about. Yeah, it's about freedom, people. It's not about bondage. It's about freedom. Yeah, let me watch and read this. Okay, you're saying, okay. Okay, Boogie says, I first discovered you doing a video about another fellow YouTuber by the name of, oh, that was a long time ago. Yeah, Honor. Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago. Wow, you knew me from back then? That was from a different channel, I think. I think, yeah, that was a different channel that I was on. Yeah, 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 I followed him for a while. Yeah, Mr. Honor. And I thought he was, well, I don't want to say anything negative about him. It was about 7 or 8 years ago, and I was just awakening then. I just started thinking for myself, and I thought he was something that was not what he fessed up to something, and I took it hard. But, if he's supporting his family, more power to him. That's all I'd say. But yeah, that's going way back on. Okay, then he goes to say, we're both Sagittarius. Your baby is yeah, that's right. Birthday is yes. Oh my goodness, yours is the 6th? Oh wow, nice, nice. Very nice. And then you say, thank you for that, because it's very hard for me to feel worthy in this day and time. Okay, yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Boogie. Yeah, I think we're all being affected. And it is a wake up call for all of us. The old school is now passing away, and they are passing the baton to the new generation. And for me, the new generation here, I'm not energetically, I don't want to be here. I mean, I love many things about it, but the more, the more I hear what's happening, and here someone from my building got mugged right at the building for their dog. Yep. Two men jumped a guy, a big guy. They said the guy is a big guy, and they jumped him anyhow to get his dog. Wow. I don't want anything to happen to my little girl. Yeah, someone tried to take my dog 2 years ago in Central Park. I was on my way out. I was 10 minutes away from the exit. And boy, that this happened at 2 something in the afternoon. Yeah, 2 in the afternoon. I don't go out at night. I haven't gone out at night in years. And when I did go out, the last time I was with somebody. If I'm out when it starts to get dusk, sometime I leave in the afternoon, but I'm back just before it gets dark. Yeah, I want to be at home and have dinner, relax and everything. Yeah, you are valuable, Boogie, and everyone else who is listening to this live stream. I'm not a big channel, but I I I feel moved to share with you the things that I share with you because for me, I am teaching about, I am a student and I'm also teaching too. I'm sharing the things that I experience and that we all go through things and we all value, all of us. And I have to constantly tell myself that I am okay. You can do, Boogie, what you call mirror gazing. I have a mirror. And what you can do is you get a dim lighting. If it's safe to do so, you get a nice candlelight. Go in front of a mirror. If you have a floor length mirror, you're sitting in a chair and you're looking into it. And some interesting things could happen. It could actually liberate you and to overcome the fear. Yes, sometimes I can get kind of feel timid. Yeah, that happened before, of course. I'm not going to lie. But then after a while, you say, screw it. And you really stand on your ground. And you getting to know you, Boogie. You get to know you, what you're made out of. We don't look at ourselves. And we don't get and talk to ourselves in the mirror and understanding who you are. Being honest with yourself in the mirror, alone in the room, and you may have a breakthrough. And you speak words of protection and intent, and the intent of the highest purity. So it's like setting the channel ahead of time that you're going to talk about elevation of your personal good. And good things will happen. Good things, you may be challenged, but you work through it. You say, in fact, you just say, I love you. I love you. If you start feeling fear, uncomfortable, you say, I love you. To yourself. To what you see in that mirror. And yes, you may see another face in that mirror. And that's what happens when you do mirror gazing. Oh, yes. I've seen many faces. I don't know who they are. But the fact that they come there, they're coming there for a reason. And they're coming to see you. So, hey, make it, you got an audience, talk to them. Talk to yourself. They're there for a reason. You talk and educate them. You learn from what you can learn from that session and become more liberated and more comfortable with yourself. Get to know you. We are all wonderful individuals, and we're waiting to get to know who we really are. The power is in you. You are your own savior. You are the savior for your life. Make it worth something special for you. Read this last note. Okay, I've lived in, oh, you did say DC area, and a woman in my 40s with grown children. Life here has been very depressing for me since the 20s. Oh, wow. Since my 20s, I see. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, my life in my 20s was very, I was in the military, uh, I lived abroad, and Boogie, it is a time and season for you today. And what you can do today, if you feel up to it, is to get to know you today. Have your favorite drink, a nice, refreshing drink, a little food, like a fruit, or a nice little salad. Do something, eat something that's going to be good for your body. And then you just talk to the universe. You can look up in the sky. It's a beautiful day right now. And if it's nice and sunny, you could go into a nice, safe, quiet area, and you talk to your creator. You can do the mirror gazing, and you say, I want to make something special out of my life. You are special. You are special. You start telling yourself that today, that you are a special human being. And no one's better than you. See, that is the illusion about life, that some people are better than others. And yes, I've had that mindset and think those negative thoughts. Yes, I have. But when you really dig down deep, we're all in this same journey, but we may feel convinced with something that we're not, because we have money or because we don't have money. These are just external things. But who we are spiritually. And Boogie, I don't know how much you know about my meditation. I do this thing in the morning. Like when you wake up in the morning for the first time, or you wake up from a dream, I do my special kind of meditation. You don't need anything but yourself. You lie there in bed, you keep your eyes closed, and you just stare straight through your eyelids, as if you can look straight through your eyelids with your closed eyes. And you just stare. And what you would see, you would start to see things. I've been doing this technique now since 2017, and I've been seeing really interesting things. And it's showing me that we could be having multiple lives elsewhere, that we are tapping into another realm. Did you see the video I did about 2 weeks ago? I saw the African man. I materialized near the ceiling, looking downward at this African-looking guy. He was looking at something, whether it be a TV set or a monitor, and then he looks up and he sees what he sees, and he took a spear. That was a first. That was the first time something like that happened. Well, but yeah, all our consciousness can go anywhere. We are so important, people. We are phenomenal. We are. phenomenal. So you might feel kind of down and depressed. Well, you start tapping into your childhood, your little girlness. I mean, like, what characterizes many children are their imagination. Boogie, I want you to start tapping into your imagination like a little girl, like the happy time. Some of us, I didn't have the best childhood, but there were some moments that were really exciting, you know. But tap into that part that is good, your imagination. Look at things that foster imagination, whether it be reading about fairy tales with the little pictures and things like that. These things are created to develop your imagination. And you're going to see, Boogie, that you're not going to feel the same way. You're not going to feel the same way. You're going to say, wow, you start to feel good. You're going to start to feel good. If you have access to a bookstore, hey, walk through the books, the part with the fairy tales and the drawings and everything. These things are developed to establish imagination into that other realm where everything is possible. Everything. You do that today if it's safe for you to do so. Have a good breakfast of nice fruit, a salad. Eat healthy food because your body is your tool, and you want to give it the best fuel if you can. Okay. I mean, yes, we all like trees. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But for you today, Boogie, be especially kind to your body and what goes in your mind. Be extra aware and start giving thanks. Yeah. And look and just let your imagination go that all things are possible. I feel so much even better telling you this for myself, even. I do feel better. So I'm going to have breakfast. I'm gonna have. I had it yesterday. No, 2 days ago. I'm gonna make some hot cereal oatmeal. I think I ran out of raisins. I might have these other raisins somewhere hiding. Some raisins and nuts, ground up nuts. And I love I like evaporated milk in my hot cereal and butter. Yeah, see, that would be my comfort food for today. Yeah, a little comfort never hurt. So that's what I think I'll make right now. Some comfort food, my oatmeal. I put a little cinnamon in it, and just tap into that childhood. If you can get to a park, a nice natural park, if it's safe to do so. So you notice how I say if it's safe to do so, because some things are not safe to do. Yeah, but treat yourself to wonderful things and remind yourself you're a wonderful person and tap into your imagination where all things are possible. Okay? Yeah, yeah. So I've been on long enough. I see that, oh, it's just after 9 o'clock. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, you think, yeah. Yeah, Boogie said, yes, I saw your video and you said he tried to attack you with a spear. Yes, he did. Yeah, I kid you not. It must have looked funny. But yeah, we are more than our bodies, honey. We go beyond the body. Baby, go out there. And Boogie, if it's time for you to move from DC, then move from DC with wisdom and prayer. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes people outgrow certain areas. Learn what you can learn from that area, and maybe it's time for you to move on. Just because you're born at a place doesn't mean you have to die there also. Okay? That's how I feel. I want something more for myself and more for my little doggies. I want to produce a more positive life for us all. Okay. I thank you all for listening and watching this live stream this beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. Yes, this is a beautiful day. And yeah, take a nice shower. Yeah, so I'll probably jump in the shower, um, eat my cereal, and hey, I'll go out. I'll go out with my babies. Yeah, I did a lot of work yesterday. It's time to just chill out, take an easy walk. Yeah, my muscles are tight and everything. I really walked my buns off. Yesterday was a workhorse. It was a mental workhorse yesterday. Yeah, the day before was a physical workhorse, and yes, it was a mental workout. But I got a lot done last night. And hey, it's a time to also enjoy what you can enjoy, okay? Thank you again for listening, people. And those of you who like this channel and want to support my work, you can PayPal me. My link is on my channels, the right side of the banner of Spirit Journey channel. Click on the link, follow the prompt, and any amount would be greatly appreciated. I thank you in advance for this wonderful, wonderful gift, and to give me a thumbs up and spread the word that we are all a work in progress and we are all special. Okay, and you can always write me to my email. My email address is spiritofazalea@gmail.com. That's in my about page, my email. And you can write in the comment section below your experiences and everything and things you just want to pass on to me and other viewers. Okay? Thank you again and have a spectacular day. Bye bye.